Wisconsin Badgers wrapping up final exams as well as bowl prep in Madison before getting on a plane heading down to Tampa, Florida for the New Year's Day matchup against LSU in the ReliaQuest Bowl. We'll talk Badger football with head coach Luke Fickell. Also, a heck of a first semester for Mike Hastings and the Wisconsin hockey team. Brian Posick will guide us through some highlights of the season to date. All of that coming up on this week's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
And off to Malusi, off the right side across the 10, turns it up 15. Malusi to 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 to the 50, cutting left. Malusi to the 40, weaving to the 30, he's to the 20. Malusi to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Wisconsin. Jazz Malusi, 89 yards. And now Seagreaves motion to the right, high shotgun snap, pulled down by Mordecai. Good hands, touchdown Wisconsin. Oh, what hands from Mordecai. Gavin Wimsatt takes the snap, Badgers bringing heat. Wimsatt throws to the right, picked off Ricardo Holman at the 10, left side 20. He's to the 30, to the 40, Holman the 50, to the 40, angles right 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin. Ricardo Holman from one end of the yard to the other and to the house. Badgers overload, heavy on the right. Snap the lock, looking to throw. Got a man wide open, left side, caught, touchdown, Wisconsin. Little tackle eligible action as the Badgers take the lead with 27 seconds to play. Two receivers left, two receivers right on third down. Locke pulls it down, has room, 45-40, 35-30. Locke to the 20, Locke to the 15-yard line. First down, Wisconsin. Braden Locke pulled it down and had a lot of turf. Three receivers right, C.J. Williams to the left, snap to Locke, back to throw, looking, throwing, left side end zone, caught, Will Poling, touchdown Wisconsin, Locke to Poling as the Badgers drive it down and into the end zone on the first possession of the second half. Slot right as Bell on 2nd and 7. Mordecai fakes the handoff to Jackson Aker, drifting back to throw. Left side for Aker, got it wide open, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin. Mordecai to Jackson Aker as the Badgers are back in the fight. Allen stays in there to the right of the quarterback. Mordecai gives it to Allen up the middle. Braylon pushing to the 2, to the 1, to the end zone. Touchdown, Braylon Allen. Snap to Mordecai on first down. He'll give it to Braylon Allen up the middle across the 50-yard line. Still up 45-40. Allen 35-30. Down the sideline 20, 10, 5, and out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. They'll mark at the 4. First down, goal to go, Wisconsin.
Let's go, man. Hey, you done my 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Ricardo Holman from one end of the yard to the other. Pass pops out of the air. It's picked off by Muma Jameta. He's gone. Braylon Allen all the way. Touchdown, Wisconsin. And it's picked off by Hunter Waller. There is a big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors, buildingwisconsintogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week, it's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line, innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. During training, no school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
In the midst of bowl season, as the Wisconsin Badgers get ready to head down to Tampa, Florida to take on LSU in the ReliaQuest Bowl on New Year's Day, 11 a.m. kick Central Time. So the most general of questions that you could probably spend an hour answering. What in the world has your world been like from the Minnesota game up until now as you guys get ready to head down to Florida?
Well, it was really good. We got home not too late, right? I mean, in 9 o'clock, and then we gave them, a good 12 hours off, coaches-wise, and then we're back in here about 9 or 10 o'clock the next day because of, just the process of the recruiting and a lot of the things that were going on, not knowing what, where we were going to go bowl-wise and things like that, but just there's just so much going on with, your own team and then obviously, the high school kids as well as the transfers. And so that's taking up a lot of time over the last, 3-4 weeks and time well spent. But trying to find the balance between that, your own team, preparing for a bowl game, but also, kind of finishing up a recruiting class as well.
I'd say it's always crazy in a lot of ways. For many years it was crazy good because you're getting ready for a bowl game. Now with everything else, with the portal window, is there can't be, I guess if there was an easy solution, it would have been done now. But the calendar, it's really tricky. Is there any chance that could get shifted, you think, at some point?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of shifts. We just don't know when and exactly what. But it's, it's probably unsustainable. It's not a great situation, because there's really no time to break, and it really makes it difficult. We're preparing for a bowl game. Guys that are preparing for the playoffs, I think, are even in a more of a unique situation. Just because, I'm sure there's some guys that may be staying or may not be, but want to finish some things out. And so that whole timing with, when guys, if they are going to go, do they finish out bowl games? It just makes a lot of, kind of indecisions on not just our situation as coaches, but between 18 to 22-year-olds. There's a lot of different things that's floating around for them without a lot of clarity as well. So it's not just us, it's not just our program, but we've got to find some type of structure here, hopefully the next year or so, about what gives us the best chance of growing what we're doing as opposed to trying to be reactive to every other thing.
Yeah, certainly. A lot of these guys are making their individual decisions, and I know coaches like to talk about guys who are here, and a couple of guys who said they're coming back, and I know it has a fan base excited. You guys excited too. Chez Mellusi and Hunter Wohler. They talk about unfinished business. You could look at statistics, what those guys bring, but it's a lot more than that, isn't it?
Definitely, and especially after year one. I mean, the hopefully the biggest change or the biggest growth, just like between game 1 and game 2, is that year 1 and year 2, and to have those guys is a big part of it. Not just as players but as leaders, understanding a lot of what it is that we want and maybe where we are and what we have to do to get there. So we're going to rely a lot on those guys for their leadership. Obviously, their play on the field speaks for itself, but to have Chez coming back and want to do this again after all the hardships that he's had, I think shows a lot of people, especially the guys within this program, how important this is.
The high school class has gotten a lot of attention, national attention, the guys who have signed their national letters of intent. Looks like you got some longer guys, more wingspan. Obviously, with 5 defensive linemen, 3 on the offensive line. It seems like, on the outside looking in, you were able to hit some areas that you really wanted to hit.
I really do think we did. And that's not saying we didn't. Last year, again, we say there was only 11 high school guys, and that's not the way we want to go about it. And you do see a balance. There's some people out there that have signed 30 high school guys. I think there is a balance to what we do, especially in year two. So to have the 22 guys, I think is kind of right about that key area that we wanted to be able to hit, create a lot more length, I think, and some athleticism. Some guys that we don't really know what they are, right? I mean, there's a lot of guys that kind of could be listed as athletes, but figuring out after a year and a half at what their body does and how they grow. But I think the other part was we needed to kind of replenish and get some more blood in that running back room. We had a tough year based on some injuries and just the nature of where we were depth-wise in there. Some young guys come in, I think, also gives a spark and creates a lot of competition.
There's all that, and by the way, a bowl game. We'll talk a little bit about LSU, Wisconsin's opponent on New Year's Day, as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. We believe in financial security for Wisconsin public school employees and their families. WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEABenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
It's the Badgers and the LSU Tigers, New Year's Day down in Tampa. And again, you're trying to figure out who is in, who isn't for LSU. Jaden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner, will be there, but will not be playing. Okay, it's a guy who's a great thrower, great runner. Garrett Nussmeier, I don't know how much he runs it, but he can wing it. You're familiar with the family a little bit, right?
Yeah, so I know a bunch about him. Played a little bit of time. I don't say play with him. Was on the team maybe the same time as his dad down in New Orleans. But, he's a really good football player. He's played some ball for them. I think he played last year in the SEC championship game. You've seen him come in spurts. He probably hasn't gotten the opportunities, obviously, because he had a Heisman Trophy winner in front of him, but very, very capable. We'll probably bring a little bit more of a different dynamic. Not quite the runner, obviously, that Jaden Daniels was, I think, but there's a lot more things that they can do with him through the air and even kind of getting the other guys involved, maybe even a little bit more.
The receiving core, again, depending on who plays, you've got record-setting caliber receivers there. The running back room is interesting to me in that there's not a 1,000-yard rusher, but, man, they get a lot out of the position. It could be by committee, and it seems like they've got a variety of body types and challenges they'll present defensively.
Definitely. A lot of depth there. But all in all, there's some different guys. I think the patience that you see from them at that position in particular, they trust the guys up front. And I think that's the thing that gets overlooked because of all the skill and the athletes that they have is their ability to play really physical up front on both sides of the ball, in particular the offensive line and the interior of their defensive line. Again, because of Jaden Daniels, because of the skill levels that they have, those guys get overlooked a bit, but they are definitely, I think, as you get into this, they're what kind of make that whole engine go.
Ton of experience, right? Too in the trenches, both sides of the ball.
Both sides of the ball, but lots of experience and play the game the way the game's supposed to be played, and will pose a real challenge for us.
I always think of these coaches have talked about bowl practices historically as great developmental opportunities. It seems like in today's college football, not just with Wisconsin or maybe LSU, but across the country in these bowls that are not playoff games. Fair to say we could see some guys who didn't play a whole lot during the season, but man, what an opportunity for them coming up.
It is. I think it's a little bit more of a glimpse in a lot of these games at what the future looks like. And so a lot of times quarterbacks are different in these games. I think you got a lot of transition, whether seniors aren't playing or guys are moving on. It's not saying it's a preseason, but it is a glimpse of a lot of things that you're going to see next year. And maybe those are some new faces. Maybe there are some guys like Hunter Wohler and Jack Nelson that are back another year, but understand that there's going to be some people that are a little bit different around them. And so their leadership has to kind of take another step. But I do believe, even for us in particular, it's a glimpse at what we're looking forward to even next year.
Final thought, are you big into the bowl experience for these guys to experience? Different coaches have different philosophies with this stuff. It's about the game, win the game, but do you like your guys to take in as much as they can?
I do. I really do. I mean, it still, in my mind, is a reward. It's a reward for a season. It's a well-fought season. Obviously, the January 1 means something to me, just the historically of playing on January 1. I know things are a little bit different, but I think it's a great opportunity, twofold. Obviously, us as coaches to continue to build the program and younger guys to get reps, but it's also an opportunity for these guys to kind of spend some time together as well away, and maybe the last time that they get to spend, this much time with the guys that they've been around for the last 3 and 4 years. So I think it's twofold, threefold. But there's a lot of things that we're going to be able to do with this experience and this time down in Tampa.
All right, we'll look forward to it. The Badgers and the LSU Tigers, New Year's Day, 11 a.m. kick Central Time down in Tampa. Stay with us. More to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week, it's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy.
WEA Member Benefits, dedicated to helping Wisconsin public school employees become financially secure with programs designed for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Hi, this is Brian Posick, and this is the 75th season of Wisconsin men's hockey, and the Badgers are off to their best start since their last national championship season of 2005-06. First-year coach Mike Hastings and the Badgers are 14-4, 8-2 in the Big Ten at the semester break. And since it's the holiday season, we thought we'd treat you to the top 10 plays of the first half.
Number 10 was number 1 for Mike Hastings. In the season opener against Augustana at the Kohl Center, Christian Fitzgerald scored the first goal of the season 1 minute 10 seconds into the season. Matthew D. St. Phal had a fantastic finish early in the second.
Cilia's got it right wing. D. St. Phal right goal line. Topol shoots and scores. He went upstairs after a beautiful move around the right wing. Matthew D. St. Phal, my goodness.
And goalie Kyle McClellan did the rest.
A 25-save shutout, his first as a Badger for Kyle McClellan, and Mike Hastings' first win as the Badgers head coach is the 300th of his collegiate career.
Kyle McClellan would shut out Augustana again the next night to become the first goalie in program history to blank the same opponent in the same weekend. Number 9 belongs to Cruz Lucius. The Badgers were 5-1 when they went to Mariucci to meet top-ranked Minnesota, and Wisconsin thoroughly dominated the Gophers in the opener as MDSP scored a pair before Lucius matched him late in the third.
Now to Dexheimer, catches in midair. Right wing Lucius looking, toe pull, his shot, he scores! Oh, what a wicked wrister by Cruz Lucius, who looks at the Minnesota student section, puts his index finger to his lips and says, quiet down.
Number 8 of our top 10 features Lucius saucing a sweet pass to alternate captain David Cilia.
Nice play. D. St. Phal, patient, found Lucius on the attack. Little sauce pass ahead. Cilia with it, and he dinks out Pietla and scores! Oh, what a feed by Lucius!
Number 7 goes to William Whitelaw, courtesy of Simon Tassi, as called by the longtime voice of Wisconsin hockey, Paul Brown, on the Badgers Sports Network.
Both teams at full strength here in the early part of the first period. 4 minutes in, shot to goal! The Badgers get the goal by William Whitelaw, his 5th goal of the year, and Wisconsin leads it 1-0.
Look at Tassi, back to Whitelaw, a no-look between the legs dish to the freshman during the Badgers' sweep of Penn State. And number 6 in our top 10 of the first semester was an overtime winner on the shores of Lake Bemidji.
Long lead feed Lucius with a breakaway on Scholl. He's denied, rebound, he scores! scores! Badgers win in overtime!
We also have a little stocking stuffer for you. It happened in the final series of the first semester. Watch this play as Jack Horbach gets banged into the boards and loses his stick. It comes free, and there's Carson Bantle. Too big for an elf, but he still played Santa's helper, tossing it back to Horbach, who caught it one-handed.
We've whittled the top 10 down to 5, and number 5 goes to number 21, Carson Bantle, who potted 3 in the series opener against Penn State.
Trying to chase it down. Lindmark, there's shot to go! A beautiful goal scored by Bantle, his 5th of the year. In over the line, moving it in, shot to go! Bantle gets the goal, his 2nd of the night. Back over to Bantle, shot and a hat trick. Bantle gets his 3rd goal of the night, his 7th of the year, and Wisconsin leads it by a score of 6-3.
Number 4 came late against 4th-ranked Michigan. Down 4-3 with under 5 minutes to play, Simon Tassi and Owen Lindmark turned the Kohl Center crowd into a frenzy.
Fitzgerald tracks it down. One-timer, Tassi! He scores! Game-tying goal by Simon Tassi. It's 4-4. Angles a pass off the wall, got through to Dick. Looking backside, open, Lindmark catches, shoots, scores! Oh, my! Owen Lindmark buries the go-ahead goal. What a turnaround here in Madison.
Wisconsin beat the Wolverines 5-4 that Friday night for their 5th come-from-behind win of the year. And then the next night, with over 12,000 fans on hand, the Badgers completed the sweep in the closing seconds for number 3 of our top 10.
Rister by Lucius. Dexheimer again. Back to Lucius. 10 seconds. Lucius shoots one. Barczewski safe. Rebound there. Badgers DC foul. Tucks it in. Power play goal. 6.5 seconds left. Wisconsin is on its way to a series sweep of Michigan.
That 2-1 victory improved the Badgers' record to 9-1, and 2 days later they were voted number 1 in the national rankings for the first time since the fall of 2006. Number 2 in our top 10 were a series of plays at Minnesota.
Hughlin cuts in, gets a shoulder down, tries a backhander, and McClellan went to his right and got his pad down. Long-range shot by the defenseman. McClellan stops a rebound, stops another on a backhand. Oh, he stoned Snuggerud twice.
And then the Badgers finished off the top-ranked Gophers late in the 3rd.
Now here's Cilia with a steal. Up ahead, Finley, left wing, looking at the dot. Toe pull shot, blocked by Begley. Loose puck, jammed in by Wisconsin's Tassi. Simon Tassi, go-ahead goal.
And number 1 in our top 10 plays of the first semester was Thanksgiving weekend at the Kohl Center.
And in front again, Grandma out of position, leans back with his left arm and makes a tremendous save. The freshman, William Grandma, like an octopus in a broom closet. Simply amazing.
Grandma became the first UW goalie to pitch a shutout in his collegiate debut since Jack Berry did it against Northern Michigan in 2016.
So there are the top 10 or 15 or 20 plays of the first semester. We can't wait to see what's next. The Badgers open the second half of the season in Milwaukee at Fiserv Forum, December 28th and 29th in the 3rd annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off. Air Force, Minnesota Duluth, and Northeastern will be there. The Badgers take on Air Force that Thursday night at 7:30. They'll also play Friday night at 7:30. Both games on the Badgers Sports Network and the Varsity Network app, and all 4 games will be live on Valley Sports Wisconsin.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. During training, no school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors, buildingwisconsintogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
It's the Badgers and LSU New Year's Day, 11 a.m. kick down in Tampa, Florida. Next week, we turn our attention back to Wisconsin basketball as the Badgers have the non-conference portion wrapped up and they get ready to resume Big Ten games on January 2nd. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.